It's a 1968 International Harvester Scout, and my wife's great-grandfather bought this Scout over 50 years ago. After that, my father-in-law used it as a workhorse on his farm. So he used it to haul rock, he used it to pull buried oil field pipe out of the ground and drag it across his field. He used it for the fencing on his property. He had fun four-wheeling it up the mountains on his property. After that, my wife's uncle got the Scout, and then after that it was passed down to my brother-in-law before finally my wife and I, we got it 12 years ago. Obviously there's a lot of sentimental value, there's a lot of family history with this truck. So finally 2 years ago we decided to start the restoration, and I visited several shops, and I really felt that Chris and the team at Texoma Classics, they really impressed me with the shop and the operations there. So we sat down with Chris, we went over the Christmas list, and detailed out everything that we wanted done. At the time, I made it very clear that this was going to be a factory restoration, all factory original. They tore the vehicle down, they tore down every piece, they cleaned every part, they examined every part. We either replaced or repaired the parts and put it back together. So the plan is to take this Scout to the International Harvester Scout Nationals in 2021. That's the next year that they're having the show. The show's in Troy, Ohio. That show is one of the premier shows for international scouts, as well as all other international harvester vehicles. The primary goal is to be honored with the Ted Ornis Award, which is the highest honor that you can get for having a fully original international Scout. Now that we've kind of moving to the next phase of the project, I'm gonna bring the Scout home, and I'm going to do a lot of this fun work, and then at some point in the near future, we're going to be ready to start firing up the motor and getting all of the gadgets working, all of the gauges, like everything needs to be fully functional. So once we get to that point, the plan is to bring the Scout back to the shop so that the technicians can actually go through the final details to make sure everything's working as it did when it came off the assembly line. I would highly recommend Texoma Classics. Of all of the shops that I visited, I just had a good rapport with the team, with Chris. Some shops may be cheaper, some may be more expensive, but at the end of the day, a project of this size, I think what really matters is the working relationship that you have, with the shop and with the team.